Hello, gorgeous. I am back today, and I know I've got so many messages from you guys on Instagram and Facebook saying, "Where are you? We miss you." And as you know, I'm on this epic trip in Europe with my family. Yesterday, we had the amazing Goddess of Gold intensive in Lisbon, Portugal. Today, I'm in Sintra for a family wedding, and I thought I would check in with you guys and just say hello and share a very important message that's been on my mind, and also clear up any confusion that people had from a post that I recently posted on Facebook. Speaking of which, yes, I am back on Facebook. We now have a brand new Facebook business page, which I will link in the description box. And I, a few weeks ago, started Instagram as well, and I will link that in the description box. So you can follow me on both of those platforms. So you heard me say that confidence and self-esteem is not factory installed for women. And this caused a confusion for a couple people. They were saying, well, I thought we were born worthy. And so what does it mean that confidence is not factory installed? So remember that there's two parts of us. There is the human part, and then there's the spirit part, the soul, or the higher self, or the authentic self, or the consciousness, that, as people say, right? So from our consciousness, we can all sit here and say, yes, everyone's born worthy, and we are all one, and all of those yummy things, right? But how you behave and act and think and feel on a daily basis won't necessarily reflect that, because there's also the human part of you, right? The human programming, the human DNA, the instincts that we have. So for women, it has served humanity for millions of years to make us highly adaptable. So when women are born, like the human part of us, right? The earth suit, you want to say, or the human part, the animal part. When we are born, we are kind of like these clean slates, and then we adapt very easily to our environment, especially as women. We want to please, we want to tend, we want to befriend, and so we receive messages of our worth from our earliest caregivers, our friends, our teachers, society, and then we just adapt accordingly. So if I learn from my earliest caregivers that I'm only worthy as long as I shut up and I'm nice and I'm people pleasing, then that's what I'll adapt with, and that's what I'll see my worth as. So, a spiritual person can come along and say, we're all born worthy, and Mina, you're so worthy, and I might agree with that in the moment, but I'll just go back to my regular programming the minute that spiritual teacher is gone. And there I will be again, people pleasing and things like that. So what to do? Realize first and foremost that for women, confidence and self-esteem and worthiness is something that is not factory installed, that we will have to do a little bit of extra work in instilling these new ways of being, these new neural pathways, and so that it does become our new reality. We will have to adapt basically to this new way of being, because whatever you learned in your early childhood, that's just been your programming around that. And so for me, this has been a really huge journey of overcoming my childhood programming of thinking that my achievements and, how my grades were, or how much money I made, or how successful I was my worthiness, and coming back to my core truth that I'm worthy for who I am. And then that's what's the basis of my self-esteem. Confidence is a whole different thing. There is a very simple but very not well understood algorithm for confidence, and this works well for men and women, but it becomes a little bit more complicated for women. This is the formula and the algorithm that I'm teaching in my new course that's launching on May 15th, called Dream Girl. I know hundreds of people from all age groups. So we've got 16-year-olds in there, we've got people in their 60s and 70s in there, of all age groups have signed up for that in the pre-order launch. So I'm sharing this with you because there is a very specific formula that you must follow as a woman to update and upgrade how you feel about yourself. So this isn't about like sitting there and saying affirmations. I am in love with affirmations. They've changed my life and they work great for your consciousness. But the human part of you still needs to behave, act, think, and like really take certain aligned actions in a way that's really going to make you confident in the areas that you want to be confident in. By the way, it is a huge myth that you can be confident in all areas of life. You probably can, but because we're here on a limited time frame on this planet, I'm going to advise you to pick and choose the areas that are the most important to you so that you can be really confident in those areas. So for example, I am a very confident person in a lot of areas of life, and I know that this is something that people see me as well, right? Because those are my zones of geniuses. That's like where I stay. But if you put me in on a debate team regarding, I don't know, politics or rocket science or some of the subjects that I have zero interest in, I am not going to be very confident in there. So you see, like, could I potentially be confident in those areas? Obviously, I can apply the algorithm to those areas and very much so be confident in those areas. Do I want to waste my time becoming confident in areas that I'm just not aligned with? No, the answer is no. I do not want to be confident in those areas because these subjects just do not interest me. What I do is channel my confidence and apply this confidence algorithm and the master codes for confidence in the areas that are most important and relevant to my life. Okay, so I want you to forget this myth of like there's like infinite confidence in all areas. I'll tell you there's hundreds of areas where I have no interest in being confident in, and I'm not going to waste my precious time, energy, and resources becoming confident in those areas. But the things that are very important to me, I have mastered confidence in those areas because those are the things that just light me up. They make me happy. They bring joy to my life. So I should be the most confident in those areas of life. And this is exactly the framework and work that I will be sharing with you in the DreamWorks course. There is still time to join. Classes start on May 15th, and so that link is in the description box. And while I have you, I have a couple other announcements. The Goddess of Gold event in Lisbon that happened yesterday was freaking awesome. We had so much fun. It was very intimate, and I've got hours of recording from that intensive, and I have integrated those recordings inside of the Birth It Already Bish course. So that's good news for everyone that has that course. You will be listening to the actual recording of the Goddess of Gold intensive inside of that. And if you don't have it, what are you waiting for? This makes it extra juicy and like obviously like a duh. So I'll also link that in the description box. And my final announcement for you today is that you guys know my next intensive, the Rich Babe Mastermind, is happening in Honolulu, Hawaii, and many of you guys have signed up for that. Well, the one after that for July is happening in, drumroll please, Houston, Texas. I know many of my Texan students, all my Texas people have been asking, when are you doing one in Texas? Of course, Texas is my heart, it's my hometown, and so I'm having the next one in Houston, and that will be in July. It is going to be limited spots. Obviously, I like to keep these really like tight and intimate so I can just get really yummy and juicy and delicious with everyone. So if you are interested, let me know in the comments. Say, yes, Mina, I am interested, and I will be announcing the date and opening up the payment link on all of my social medias right when I return home in the next few days. So I love you. I hope this message finds you well, and I promise I will be back to live streaming on both of my YouTube channels in no time. But in the meantime, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll keep up with you guys there. I love you. Bye.